Welcome everyone to the Week 20, I believe, Week 20 Power Rankings for the NHL. This is the Fourth Line Plugs Power Rankings episode of the podcast with your hosts, Colin and Jackson. We're going to go 1 through 32, and we're going to rank all these teams and put them on this tier list so you can kind of get these groups of teams and kind of get a visual placement of the standings.
I was really wondering if you knew what week it was because I had absolutely no idea. So
my notes say Week 20. But I did just see the THG Power Rankings said Week 19, and he's probably more right than we are. But my notes say 20, so I'm sticking to my guns, baby. Yeah, this is a pretty straightforward tier list. If you want to break down the tiers real quick,
sure. In our top tier, we have the Stanley Cup contenders. I think that speaks for itself. At our second tier, we have will make the playoffs, which I think also speaks for itself. But those are teams that we're pretty confident are going to make the playoffs at this point in the year. There's should make the playoffs. That's the third tier. So those are teams that they probably should make the playoffs from where they're at, but there's obviously a chance that they will drop. There is might make the playoffs. So maybe some teams that they could sneak in, but we're not thinking that they will. And then there's won't make the playoffs, where I think probably a lot of teams are going to be this week, just because of where we are in the season. So,
yeah, and I don't know how you're thinking about it, but for me with the tiers, when we say the playoffs, I'm thinking like top 16 teams, not like the top 3 in their division and stuff.
Yeah, so you're saying you don't have Seattle in the like the should make the playoffs tier, despite them really being very close to that third spot in the Pacific.
Look, I'll spoil it. If it was my list alone and we didn't have to argue it, I'd only have one Pacific team in the top 3 tiers. We'll see how it goes. And then this is 1 through 32 in order. So if a team is on the left, like Anaheim, they will be higher seeded than the team in Boston. Mm-hmm. So starting off here with number 32, big surprise to no one, it is the Vancouver Canucks.
Yep.
This team is really bad. Only team that doesn't have 20 wins. Until recently, they had double the losses that they didn't have wins, regulation losses that they had wins. This team is very bad.
Yeah.
And the stat of the week is penalty minutes per game. Now, this is shorthanded penalty minutes, so this doesn't include like fighting majors and game misconducts and stuff. This is just like how often you are shorthanded per game.
Oh, that's a fun one.
And then the penalty kill percentage.
They're 11th in penalty minutes and the worst PK. So, that's a good combo for them.
And this is that's 11th fewest.
Okay.
So this is like 1 is good.
Sure,
you want to be a lower number in the ranking on that.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 31, we have the New York Rangers. This team's really bad. I think this is also the first week going back historically that you've been lower on the Rangers than I have.
Probably. I was a Rangers hopeful for basically as long as possible. So it's sad, but this is where they belong.
They had a good week a couple weeks ago, so they bumped up a little bit. But,
but we got a letter, man.
Been bottom 3 for
we got a letter.
The entirety of the year. They did. They got another letter. Bad news for Rangers fans when they see a letter from the owner or from the GM. Coming in at number 30, we have the Chicago Blackhawks, who bumped up a spot with the drop of the Rangers. This team is really bad. Not really bad at the penalty kill. Top penalty kill in the league.
That's going to go down after they trade away Sam Dickinson and their best defenseman. So,
Yeah, Jason Dixon, not Jason Dixon.
Yes,
Dixon,
sorry, yes. Uh-huh.
You're going to scare a lot of Sharks fans with that. But yeah, this team also really bad. Gave Dallas a good run for their money the other night, but not a very good team. Coming at number 29, we have the Calgary Flames. Who might drop down with their selling off of players.
Yes, they lost their best player in Nazem Kadri. Good deadline for them getting rid of some of their guys for some good picks, but that does not improve their odds on this tier list. Maybe one day we'll do a how does your future look tier list, and I think Calgary shot themselves up a little bit based on their deadline, but Certainly not going to help them
Yeah,
win any games this year.
no, no, it will not. Coming in at number 28, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs. This team is really bad. They haven't won in what feels like months. The Olympic break does that to you. But man, this team, I don't think they've won since the Olympics. They might have won once since the Olympics.
That's not great.
Yeah, this team's just not very good. They sold off a few of their pieces to really ensure they're not very good. They got a couple guys who can like single handedly win a game if they want to. But if they want to, is a big key piece of that. And this team just seems kind of dead in the water. Coming in at 27, still in this won't make the playoffs tier, St. Louis. Shooting right up the standings here they've run off a few good games in a row just to take themselves right out of McKenna contention and Stenberg contention. I mean, they'll still have good odds, but not the odds that they've been holding all season where they're like a bottom 2 team in the NHL. And, I mean, winning a couple games in a row does enough in this range of teams to bump you up significantly.
These teams are all relatively equally bad, I would say. I don't think I think, like, if you look at these teams, they're not winning a lot of games. So the ones that do win a couple games in a row, we're like, oh, they're doing a little better right now. And so then we'll bump them up a little bit.
I mean, winning 3 games in a week, or teams around them are not winning 3 games in like their last 10 games. So
not winning 3 games since the Olympic break.
So I mean, a 3-win week that's pretty massive in this range. Coming in at number 26, we have the Nashville Predators. One of our bigger disagreements here, 6-slot difference. Again, they're not very good, but they tend to hold water in games that they probably shouldn't.
I think I had them.
That's why I kind of like them.
I had them a little higher, and then I think I just put a couple other teams above them because, like they're we could break this into even small. Like they're better than the Canucks. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, the Canucks are in their own special special range.
That's true, but yeah.
But yeah. Coming at number 25, we have the San Jose Sharks, who post-Olympics look like, hey, they might be able to flirt for a Pacific. Nope, I don't think so.
I don't know.
They are getting points, so they're creeping their way there, but they just don't look good, in my opinion.
Yeah, they don't look like a playoff team, which none of the teams in the Pacific really do. But so I guess anything can happen. But this is definitely one where I'm not very, I guess, optimistic about their chances of sneaking into one of those 3 Pacific spots. So
yeah, which is too bad. I wish they would, because that'd be a lot of fun. But coming at number 24, still in this range, in my opinion, the Los Angeles Kings, who aren't supposed to be here, but this is where they ended up. When they made the Artemi Panarin trade, I thought, okay, they're gonna fight their way in and finally be good. But no, they're not even losing in overtime this week. Like, what are they doing?
I'm still a believer in the Kings. Is this our greatest disagreement? 9 spots.
This is our greatest disagreement.
9 spots
is 9 spots.
I don't know. They don't look like a playoff team because they're in the Pacific, but there's too much going on that's good on this roster for me to have too much lack of faith in them. Like, this is a team. We'll put them in those won't make the playoffs tier, but like this is the team that I think is the most likely to have the 3rd playoff spot in the Pacific.
Yeah, and
or the 4th playoff spot for the wild card. But like this is a team that I'm relatively confident will squeak into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make any noise at all in the playoffs, but they could squeak. So.
They could, and I in a true 1 through 16 I would say they have 0% chance at making the
Yes.
playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But in how the playoffs are
Mm-hmm.
organized right now, and I just want to shout out the Kings. 16 regulation wins of their 26. So they're 10-14 extra time. They have 24 games gone past regulation. 16 regulation wins, third fewest, only above the Rangers and the Canucks. They are behind teams like the Hawks and Leafs and
That's what
Flames
happens
and
when you don't
Predators.
score goals.
So that largely that drags my power ranking of a team significantly down, having that few regulation wins. Coming in at number 23, still in this tier, in my opinion, Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They are they're winning games.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're too far behind at this point to make any kind of
Mm-hmm.
noise. Because they dug themselves such a big hole. But if they had like played 500 hockey this whole season, this is a team that might have been able to make a run late. But I think there's too little runway.
It's never been easier to get a playoff spot in the West, but this team
That's true.
this team will probably not be able to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Coming in at number 22, still in this range, in my opinion, is Florida.
Yeah, they seem to have. I mean, they didn't like full sell, but like I think that it's pretty clear that they're not making any major pushes this year. They would have probably added
Yeah.
at the deadline if they wanted to. So I think they're just gonna rot away in the bottom of the Atlantic. Hey, this would be the wild card team in the West. That's all I'm saying.
It's true. That's true.
It's the wild card team in the
Uh,
West. So
yeah. And they've won, I think, 3 of their last 11. So
mhm.
it is the wheels are fully fallen
Yeah.
off. Uh, and I won't be surprised seeing rest some vets down the stretch here.
Mhm.
Coming in at number 21, in my opinion, still in this tier, is the New Jersey Devils. Similar to St. Louis, now that they're out of the race and looking at a draft slot, they're stringing together wins. Like they're a good team. I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's too many competitive teams in the East for them to make a realistic push here. They didn't add enough at the deadline. They didn't do anything at
They
the
didn't do
deadline,
anything at
right?
the
Yeah,
deadline.
so
They didn't make a
they
move.
didn't make a move at the deadline. So yeah, I don't imagine this team is gonna be one of the playoff teams in the East.
No. And they look so bad post Olympics. Jack Hughes looked actively drunk on the ice, doing spinoramas in his own zone, and just looked absolutely terrible. He's gone a little bit of a heater this week,
Mhm.
but yeah, they've tanked themselves out of contention,
Mhm.
unfortunately, and now might be tanking themselves out of a nice draft pick. So, fun time to be a Devils fan. Coming in at number 20, the Philadelphia
Yep.
Flyers, who I think have owned this range of my power rankings for the entirety
Yeah,
of the
this
season.
like
I was
20th
the
spot.
best of the bad
Yeah,
teams.
they very clearly aren't a playoff team. But they also can. I mean, they gave the Pens fits. They're the masters of non hockey, with
Yep,
their incredible shootout record. Which is not our stat of the week this week, but they've been ridiculous in the shootout. So yeah, I mean,
they
this
have
is
been.
this is uh this is a team. They're
This is a team.
mhm.
A team that you have to watch out for if you're
Yeah, yeah.
a good team, because they will come up and they'll catch you if you're
No,
sleeping on them.
absolutely not a free win, not anything like that. Just can't seem to string together enough of those
Yeah.
wins in order to really threaten a playoff spot in the East. Wonder what they do in the and then the Pacific though. You gotta wonder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, almost their brethren in the West is next up
That's
here.
true.
Number 19, the Seattle
Yeah,
Kraken,
who I think have also lived in this
who I
range.
think are in the might make the playoffs tier.
Yeah, I think we have to put them there because they're in the Pacific, and at this point, you can kind of justify it. But I still think I would pick the King, and I did. I put the Kings higher than them in my rankings. I still think the
You
Kings
did.
are more likely to make the playoffs than the Kraken are. I'm just not enthused by this roster construction, man. Like,
Yeah. Oh, hey, and now they got Bobby McMahon is totally going to address all the issues that
Yeah.
this team
Hmm.
has. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it might help if they could kill a penalty.
That could
Uh,
help. That could
that
help.
that could help. At least they don't take them. So, but yeah, this team probably going to squeak into a playoff spot and get absolutely rolled by Colorado in round one.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we'll see where they end up because the rest of the Pacific teams not too far away from here.
No, I yeah.
Next up, we have the Washington Capitals, who are not a might make the playoffs team because of
Where they are.
what division they're in.
Yeah.
But like, I could say that they could make a playoff spot in the West.
Hmm.
If they probably wouldn't have sold if they were in the West.
Yeah.
To be
I,
fair,
I also
um,
think like before the trade deadline, I think there was almost still a chance. You know what I mean? Like they hadn't
yeah,
quite played themselves out of a spot. They were still within like almost striking distance, but they said
yep,
realistically we're not going to make that. And I think that was a reasonable choice for them to make.
yeah,
But yeah, you're right. In another world where they're in the West, they don't sell John Carlson at the deadline, and probably are one of the teams that are likely to be in that third or fourth spot in the Pacific. So
yeah.
hmm
And I think they will tank into the next tier relatively soon.
hmm
Because you have to move, you have to have results to move down the board. Coming at number 17, we have the Vegas Golden
yeah,
Knights, another Pacific team right in here.
hmm
This team should be like a top five team in the league.
hmm
They just have no goaltending.
yeah,
Uh, Even though they have a plethora of goaltenders, they have no goaltending.
correct.
And this team just doesn't like try. I feel
They don't
like,
do anything. They Mitch Marner took the Leafs of yore, and he took that energy over to the Vegas Golden Knights, where it
yeah,
feels like you watch them and they're like not really doing anything for most of the game, and then they're like, oh shit, we gotta win now, and then maybe in the third they'll make a push and do something good, but maybe they won't.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, and
And
they're a vet
yeah, and
team,
Mark Stone was
and
having a phenomenal year for them,
yeah,
and he's injured right now. So I think he's a big part of their success that they
yep,
have had. So this is definitely a team on the decline, I would say, and one that didn't really start where we thought they would to begin with.
yeah,
Like both of us had them probably in our top five, or I think they were in our top five, both of us at the
yeah,
beginning of the year, and then tumbled to around that 10 to 15 range, I would say, for the majority of the year. And now here they are at 17. Um, yeah, this was supposed to be a
yeah,
team making noise, but not looking like it right now.
yeah. But like to their credit, Florida was third in the Atlantic last year and didn't look like world beaters,
Mm-hmm.
and they turned it on. This is a vet team.
Yeah.
If they care, if they have the ability to play in the third period like they do the whole game, this is a team that I think could be very dangerous in the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
and go on a bit of a run. Who against Colorado, Dallas, who knows? But I think this team is a lot better than this ranking. They just
Mm-hmm.
don't play that way
Yeah.
the majority of the time. Coming at number 16 is
They're best
another
buddies.
Pacific team,
Yeah.
the Edmonton Oilers, who are almost the exact same team.
Yeah.
They have no
They have no
goaltending.
goaltending despite a lot of goaltenders.
Yeah. And their defense is a bit worse.
Mhm.
But they're another one that's like they should be a lot better. I think this is a better team than the 16th best team in hockey,
Yeah.
but they just don't play that way.
Mhm. Just consistently disappointing.
Yeah,
And we have been saying that, at least with the Oilers, for basically the whole year.
that's true.
Where both of us had them in our top five for sure. Both of us predicted them to
Hmm.
be back in the finals just because like this is such a good team on paper, and to their credit, they also are a team that has not played well in the regular season in the past and then turned it on in the playoffs. So, last year, they weren't even in a playoff spot after the first half of the
Yeah,
season, and then they went on a little heater at the end. So, but time is certainly running out for them to start looking like the Oilers that we think. And when you kind of look at the way that they've been playing and stuff like that, there's more holes in this lineup than there really ever have been.
Yeah.
And so that's not looking good for their ability to make noise in the playoffs, if they do make it there.
Yeah. And like I saw an Art Ross graphic from 2 nights ago. I don't know if it's the same as it was. McDavid is leading the league in points, but like it doesn't feel like it's a triumphant McDavid season. It doesn't feel like he's single handedly destroying like he previously has, even though the stats show that he is. So, yeah, this team is. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs because it's the East, or it's the Pacific. But we'll see. In previous years, they would have turned it on by now, though.
For sure.
So we'll see. We'll see if they have another gear. Coming in at number 15 is the Detroit Red Wings, who I think is also in this might make the playoffs tier.
Yeah, but for different reasons.
Yeah,
because I think this is a team that has looked so much better than the Oilers or the Knights, but they're in the East, and there's a lot of other teams in the Atlantic that we haven't talked about yet, because the Atlantic is pretty crazy right now, and honestly, the Metro's been really good of late too. So, it is a tough ask to get a playoff spot in the East, and the Red Wings, they added some at the deadline. But did they add enough? They were kind of in a good spot earlier, and they've been falling due to some surges from some other Atlantic teams. So this is a good team. This looks like a playoff team, but they could miss. Should we put them in? Should Colin? I think maybe this is a. I think maybe they're.
You think this is a spot?
I think this feels good to me to move them up.
Okay.
I might eat that when we talk about the next team. I don't know who they are, so we'll see. But I don't remember. But this feels correct to me because I think the Red Wings should make the playoffs still.
They should. It's just every other team in the East has gone on a heater since the Red Wings have cooled off. Of like the good teams. So it's just did Detroit, go full throttle too early and is now running out of gas,
or do they still have that gear left in them to finish out the year strong?
We will see. Next up, number 14, we have the Anaheim Ducks.
Yep.
Who I think are in the should make the playoffs.
Yeah.
To me, this is the best team right now in the Pacific.
I
don't think they're better than the Oilers or the Vegas if everybody's like playing to peak.
Yeah.
But not everybody's playing to peak right now.
No, clearly not.
I think Anaheim's playing the best.
I think that's correct. Yeah. This is the best team in the Pacific, which is still only should make the playoffs tier is crazy. But yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think the Oilers and the Knights have better rosters than the Ducks do. They're a little further along, but the Ducks are playing really well right now. And they've shown stretches throughout the year. They had a little stretch where they were world beaters earlier in the year as well, and they're looking pretty strong right now. So I'd say this is a good team.
Coming in at number 13, we have the Boston Bruins. This team just finds ways to win consistently.
At home.
So it brings them up this tier. At home, yes, at home specifically.
They're insanely good at home and not nearly as good on the road. So
they are similar to Detroit, not the hottest of the East teams recently. So this is again has them, in my opinion, this should make the playoffs, and they could be the team that falls out. There are a couple teams we haven't talked about, or there's one team that we haven't talked about yet that is outside of the East playoffs.
Right.
That looks like they are destined for a spot right now. So one of the Detroit, Boston, a couple other teams we'll talk about are the ones that are on that bubble. I could see Boston falling out. I would predict Boston to be the team that falls out, but I've thought this team was going to be terrible, and they're sitting at 35 wins right now. So. And they got to stay out of that penalty box. They are spending over half a period per game shorthanded. which is really bad,
Yeah.
especially when you have a bottom 8 PK.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number 12. Speaking of teams that are sliding in the East, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins,
Yes.
who looks locked into a playoff spot and a borderline top 10
Yeah, and
team
then Sidney Crosby
for a
got
long
injured at the
stretch.
Olympics. Malkin is now missing time because of a stupid slash. If you can even call it, is it a slash when it's to the head? What was the actual call? I don't remember what the. But like, I mean, he katana chopped Rasmus Dahlin in the
Yeah,
head, like a boneheaded mistake from a guy that's supposed to be one of your team leaders. But
yeah,
they're treading water right now until those two guys come back. There's still a lot of good players on this team, so
yeah,
they've got the potential to stay in it. But yeah, it looked a lot better for him pre Olympic break.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're really hoping that that Skinner can stabilize a bit and Shelovs can go on another hot streak. He's been back and forth hot and cold
Mm-hmm.
all season for Shelovs.
Oh yeah.
So they're hoping he goes on a little bit of a run here and Skinner can at least be serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure he gave up 4 and 15 shots the other night,
Yeah, it
or
was
3 and 15, something like that.
not fantastic.
Some like sub 66%
Actually from him.
save
Mm-hmm.
percentage, which is you can't win those
Yeah,
games.
if we're losing Sid and Malkin and Skinner is going to start trending back down to where because he's up such a hot and cold goalie, right? Who's had extreme hot
Yeah,
and extreme cold. Like our goalies cannot go cold when our forwards are also out. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah. It's like a perfect recipe for destruction
yeah,
right now for Pittsburgh. So we'll see.
hmm
See, Crosby's practicing. Gino only has 3 games left in his suspension.
yeah. He should be
4,
back.
3
He should be
games.
back this week against the
Yeah,
Avs. I want to say on Thursday, Friday, one of those. So.
yeah.
Mhm.
So goalies heat up. Gino comes back. Hopefully, Sid's ahead of schedule and you know can hold off a surging team at number 11,
Yeah. hmm
Columbus, who I think is going to make the playoffs. The math is a little bit difficult for them,
hmm
so they might have just surged too late. But they are on fire
They
right
they
now.
look like a playoff team. They'd have to go cold, I think, to not be able to pass up one of Boston, Detroit, Pittsburgh, or I think the last team that we'll talk about is are they at 10? The Islanders, Colin.
Uh, not 10, but not too far away from 10.
Okay. The Islanders are the last team in the Metro that all those teams are kind of right in the similar point perspective, especially with the Penguins, Islanders, and Blue Jackets all being in the Metro.
Yeah,
So it's likely, it's two of those five teams are going to miss the playoffs. Because the rest of the teams are pretty much locked in at this point. So
yeah,
that's going to be, I think, crazy. There's a lot of interest, or there's a lot of important games yet to be played there. So,
yeah.
hmm
But yeah, I think Columbus is going to get a playoff spot. They have been outside like the top 6 teams. They have been the best team in hockey for I don't know mid-January on.
yeah, obviously the
Um,
Olympic break was there, but they've been
yeah,
hot for 4 weeks or so of actual play, which is
yeah,
very good.
yeah. And they went on like a 7-game heater,
hmm
uh, and they won 9 out of 10 during that
Yeah,
run, and then have strung off a few since then.
more
Obviously,
teams should
this
just
week picked
fire
up
their
win.
coach.
Yeah, yeah. Just fire your coach, pick up a new coach, and
hmm
you're good to go.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Columbus, exciting time for them.
hmm
Coming in at number 10, we have the Utah
Sure.
Mammoth, who have also really been heating up as of late.
hmm
They've won 8 of their last 10, won all 3 this week.
Keep them in the should.
Uh,
Keep them in the should.
keep them in the
Keep them
shed.
in the should.
I mean, they're pretty much locked into wild card one.
They are, but it's
Uh,
because of where they're at. They would be in this
yeah,
mushy middle of teams. Like I don't think they're playing. I obviously have them ranked similarly to Columbus and a little bit lower than you. But they're playing good hockey for sure. But I wouldn't say they're playing incredible hockey.
Yeah, and they are definitely a team that feasts on weaker opponents.
And they get to play a lot of
But
those in the West.
they when they are on, they dominate
Yeah,
teams.
for sure. And they did make one of the
They
more
crush teams.
impactful additions at the deadline, I think, in Mackenzie Weegar. So
Yeah,
that's pretty cool for them. We'll see how he continues to fit into that team because that's a very solid blue line
yeah.
when everyone's healthy. So
Coming at number 9
there they
is
are.
those New York
There they
Islanders.
are.
Um,
Yeah.
this team is had a little bit of a rough week this week, but they're still very good.
hmm
Particularly the Matthew Schaefer. He's just incredibly good.
Yep.
And I really like the moves they made at the deadline.
hmm
The moves did not contribute to my rankings personally. Um, we'll see how those play out throughout the week and coming weeks. But
Yeah.
yeah, this team's very
I
good.
mean, they have the Calder winner. We can call it already on their team. Um,
Uh, Beckett Seneca is making a push out there in
there's
Anaheim. He's
there's
been going
there
crazy.
yes. Any other year, Beckett Seneca would win it, but
Yeah,
not this year.
yeah.
Unfortunately for him, because
No,
yeah.
Schaefer's going to set the rookie goal record,
hmm
uh, and yeah, he's going to walk away with that
Yep,
Calder.
I think they have Sorokin, who's going to be a Vesna candidate, probably Vesna
Yep,
finalist.
yep,
And they've just added even more center depth in Braden Shen at the deadline. So
yeah.
this is a scary team. They are with where they are in the points. They do still have to play very good hockey going out because
hmm
they just passed Pittsburgh this week to be the second seed in the Metro, but they're still within striking distance of Pittsburgh, still within striking distance of Columbus.
Yep,
If they get passed by both those teams, there's a possibility that they could still miss.
yeah,
So you gotta be on your A game towards the end of the year here.
yep.
All right, and now we have our
Uh,
tier break, right?
yeah, coming at number 8, the Montreal Canadiens, who, funny enough, we both have at 9, but they're at 8. Uh, just how the data works.
Yep.
This team is pretty good,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I feel like there's enough cracks to where I think they will finish quite high in the standings and maybe be disappointing in the playoffs,
Mhm.
particularly in the goaltending department. As you can see, they take a lot of penalties and don't kill them very well.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
that's
that
killer
in
in today's
the right
NHL.
matchup,
hmm
that's really bad. Particularly like Tampa has a really good power play. Uh, if there's some world where they somehow match up with like Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh has a really good power play. So um,
Yeah.
I feel like there's enough cracks. But I mean, this team just they string wins
They're
together, and when
also
they're on, they're on.
OT merchants, for sure.
Super OT
They're
merchants.
one of the best teams in OT. You can see it though. I like that. Like it doesn't look like luck when Montreal is playing in OT. Like they just look like they're
Yeah,
better at that thing. Like if the league was a 3v3 league, I think this is the best team in the NHL. And that's crazy because guys like McDavid and McKinnon exist, but like
yeah,
I don't know. They've got Cole Caulfield and Wayne Hudson. Like those guys are monsters. So yeah, I this is a good team.
yeah. And funny enough, I think they're probably going to be the 3 seed pretty much in the Atlantic right now.
hmm
Things they're only I think a game and half back, but the two teams above them have been
So hot.
super. So I mean, they're 8 and I think locked into the 3 seed in the Atlantic,
Yeah.
which is silly. Coming in at number 7, we have Ottawa,
Yeah.
who is also outside the playoff picture right now.
Yeah.
But this team has been red hot.
hmm I think this team has played incredibly well the entire year. And the difference between earlier in the year and right now is that now they're actually getting reasonable goaltending instead of like the worst goaltending a team could possibly get. Because
Yeah.
basically for the first half of the year, they were just not getting any goaltending whatsoever. Their analytics were fantastic. The way they were playing 5v5 hockey was just great. And they weren't getting the results out of it. And so now they
Yeah.
have a little bit of ground to make up. But I mean, they're playing so much better hockey than any of the teams of the tier below them. I think that
Yeah.
they're kind of like the Super Jackets. I think, and that
Yeah.
they're right now out of it, but they're surging up. And I think the underlying metrics show that theirs is a little more sustainable than the Jackets is. There is the chance that the Jackets could cool off. I don't think that's the case with Ottawa. They have good goalies. They just haven't
I mean,
been.
it would be if the goaltending falls back
Yeah, but like
to October
I
through
just I just don't think that's gonna
January
be
levels.
what. I don't think that's particularly likely. But you're right. There is a possibility there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the finishing has also gotten better up front.
Yes.
They they they're another team similar to Montreal. They got to stop taking as many penalties if you're gonna have a penalty kill that bad. Um, but yeah, I'm really interested because I think both Columbus and Ottawa are going to take a spot.
Hmm.
And I'm interested to see who falls out and what's going to happen to Steve Yzerman if Detroit is the one that falls out. I think everybody else is not going to be that upset. Montreal, I think, would be upset, but like if Pittsburgh didn't make
Yeah,
it, I think people
Pittsburgh and
understand.
Boston are playing with house money. Columbus,
Yeah,
if they somehow are not like cool off and don't make it, I think still people would be excited about the potential of the team. But
yeah,
Detroit has been too. It has been too many times that they have come up short.
and they
So
were too good earlier this year
yeah.
for
Hmm.
this. They held the first spot in the Atlantic for quite a
Hmm.
while this season. So yeah, coming in at number 6, and I think a tier
Yeah,
break
tier break.
to the top is the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have stumbled from 1 to 6 very quickly here on the power rankings. But I think that's just how close all these teams are.
Hmm.
That I mean, basically all these teams are riding like 8 or more wins in their last 10, except for Tampa because they had a bad week. And I think that's just how close all these teams
And
are.
the
That
reason they had a
one bad
bad week
week.
was because they played against a lot of the other teams too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with you.
Um, Also, another team that spends almost over half a period per game killing penalties.
But at least they're good at killing them.
They are good at it. They're good at it. They can get away with it.
Yeah, this
Um,
was the reason that I had you pull these stats was because I watched the Buffalo Tampa game,
yep.
and there were 100 penalty minutes in that game.
Yeah.
And now they
Including
wouldn't all count towards your thing because there was some fighting offsetting and stuff like that. They weren't all
yeah,
shorthanded penalty minutes, but like it was a lot.
including shorthanded penalty or including fighting majors and ejections and stuff. They are at 15 minutes per game of of time that somebody is in the penalty box.
Oh my god.
Um,
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
they've just been a part of all the games, all the circus games that
yeah,
have happened this year. So
yep,
it's them in Florida, it was them in Buffalo, you know.
yeah. I'm sure they have a circus game against Boston because Boston's I think 31st
Mhm.
in penalty minutes per game.
Mhm.
So surely they've had a circus. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean they are really good when they're just really good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. They're just really good.
yeah. Coming in at number 5, we have Carolina,
Mhm.
who's also just been they kind of been in cruise control.
Yeah, they
This
they
entire season.
comfortably have the first seed in the Metro. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone can really catch them at this point. And I mean, they didn't add anything at the deadline of importance.
Nope.
So, I think that could have been a missed opportunity when it comes to being, actual Stanley Cup champions, but it doesn't affect them at all here in their ability to make the
No.
playoffs and destroy lesser teams. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Extremely good team.
yeah.
Very good roster. Brandon Bussey having a phenomenal
Yep.
year. So, coming in at number 4, we have the Minnesota
Yep.
Wild, um, who would have moved up more if the top 3 teams were not just
Yeah.
that good.
Hmm.
But teams above you also have to like play worse for you to move up, and the top 3 teams are just not
Yeah.
interested in that right now.
Correct.
But yeah, this team's phenomenal. Uh, it sucks that they're in the Central because they're kind of getting written off right now, and everybody licking their chops about Dallas, Colorado in the second round, just assuming Minnesota's not going to win that first round, but they could.
There is absolutely no way that that is an easy round for the Stars. I think.
No,
Like I think we all know that that's what's the matchup's going to be. I think that's going to be the best matchup of the first round, no matter what it is. I think
yep,
it's gonna feel like a conference finals.
yeah.
Like,
There's going to be a conference finals in every round
yeah,
of the first 2
that
rounds,
one of these
and
two
there might
teams.
not be one to the third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Depending on how I think the East probably will have one, but depending on how things shake out, the most exciting playoffs might not be the third round.
yeah.
Third round might be like the least exciting round, possibly, which is crazy. Coming at number 3, I never would have guessed this. Give me a million chances. I never would have guessed Buffalo at 3. But this team they're good.
Hey, we were high on them at the beginning. I was high on them at the beginning of the year, at least,
Yeah.
as like a good team that would be in a playoff team potentially, but
Mm-hmm.
not like this. No
No.
one saw this coming.
No. No. They're sitting at 3, and I don't feel bad about it.
No, they're
It's not like one of those ones where it's my my data or whatever I'm looking at says I should put them up there, but I really don't feel like it. That happened. I've had some teams like that. This is not one of them. They're rolling through everybody. They're beating good teams. They put Tampa in their place
mhm.
the other night. Everything's good. Tage Thompson looks phenomenal right
Yeah,
now.
he's playing incredible
Um,
hockey.
like yeah, everybody looks good. Alex Lyon's been able to maintain this year. UPL has come back into looking somewhere between respectable and pretty good.
Yeah, if I had to
Um,
say a weakness of the team, it's UPL right now. But he's been
yeah,
playing well. So
yeah.
um,
I still think they haven't found their sauce in their defense. I think like all the pieces are there, but I don't think they found the lineup yet, and we'll see if maybe Stanley or Shen can magically make something work there. They need everybody to play
yeah, I don't know.
for
I
one,
mean,
because they've had a lot of injuries back there.
I
But
think their sauce that they found has actually been Matthias Samuelson having the best year that he's ever had. Really looking like he's an incredible defenseman. Like
yeah,
I think everyone kind of thought that he was like a pretty okay like defensive defenseman that was getting overpaid on a team that was already spending a lot of money on their blue line. I think that's what everyone
hmm
kind of had the that's what I had the opinion of about him at least. And this year I think he's been actually really incredible for Buffalo. So
yeah,
really a game changer for them.
yep.
Hmm.
And it'll depend on Lion, but if Lion holds, I think this team's going to be good in the
Hmm.
playoffs. I don't think they're going to be an easy out, kind of like the baby's first playoffs kind of team.
Hmm.
I can see them not like the surprising nature of like an 8 seed, but like a 2012 Kings or 2019 Blues, where they just kind of ride a heater into the playoffs and just go all the way through and just keep winning.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because they are in the top spot in the Atlantic right now. They did pass up
Mm-hmm.
the Lightning. We'll see how that holds for the end of the year. I think that's going to be big because it sets all your matchups and stuff like that that you're going to have. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of weird and bad matchups like all across the East here. I think that could be like really interesting. I think
Yeah.
like a Buffalo versus Pittsburgh or a Buffalo versus Columbus, right? Riding into the playoffs really high from Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are some interesting matchups where
Yeah.
we obviously didn't think that those would be playoff matchups at the beginning of the year for either of those
Yeah.
cases. But like those are interesting teams that I think will match up in ways that we obviously haven't seen in the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs recently, right? Like we've seen how a lot of these teams are in the playoffs. We haven't seen how Buffalo is going to be in the playoffs. We haven't seen how this version of the Penguins is in the playoffs. We haven't seen these Jackets in the playoffs. We haven't seen these Islanders in the playoffs, right? Like there's
Yeah.
so many interesting matchups between probably whatever the first seed, if it is does end up being Buffalo, the first seed out of the Atlantic, plus whoever they end up facing, and the Wild. Like I just, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird hockey to watch.
Yeah. It's gonna be nice though.
Yeah.
I hate that my team is one of the ones out of it, but the East has been dominated by Toronto, particularly the Atlantic, by Toronto, Tampa, Florida, Boston,
Mm-hmm.
um, for a long time. So it is refreshing to see Buffalo, Ottawa, Montreal,
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, all up there. Um,
Yeah. Plus, even this version of the Bruins does feel different than some of the previous versions.
yeah, it's not a Marchand
Mm-hmm.
Bergeron team.
Yes.
Um, it is a Pasternak McAvoy geeky
Uh
team.
huh.
So that's yeah.
Uh-huh.
Coming in at number two, and full transparency, these teams are tied at the
Yeah,
top.
because we have them
We have
flipped.
we have Dallas, so we each have them at 1-2. We have them flipped. Um, these two teams are, I mean, they're the best teams in hockey.
Mhm.
Um,
I picked the Avalanche because they won the shootout. Colin, I'm a terrible person. That's the reason.
I picked Dallas because they had no Rantanen. They lost Hintz during the game. Colorado didn't have Kadri yet, but they did have Waugh. Dallas didn't have Bunting or Myers yet, so and that was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's because Dallas has won 12 of their last 14
Hmm.
games. So, and their one overtime loss is to Colorado in the stretch. So, yeah, this team is phenomenal. Colorado's phenomenal. Colorado's still, in my mind, the best team in hockey,
Uh-huh.
but Dallas is just
Playing
playing
extremely well.
insanely well.
Hmm.
And Colorado went cold for a little bit pre-Olympics. They were playing like 500 hockey, and they had a bajillion point lead to do so. But they found the sauce, and they're on their way back up.
Yeah, I mean they also the additions that they made at the deadline was another big thing for me. We talked about both of these teams in our trade deadline video as having done a lot with what they had, but yeah, these are incredibly scary teams.
Yeah,
Both of them. So.
yeah. I mean, they are
Mhm.
they're the cream of the crop. It sucks that this is going to be, um, potentially not even a matchup if Minnesota has anything to say about it.
Yeah.
But if Dallas is able to put away Minnesota, this is going to be round two. I think is tragic, but I've really look forward to that series.
Yeah.
Again, not trying to count out Minnesota,
No,
but
I think this just really shows how strong like some of and stacked some of the divisions are, like how good playoff hockey can be based off of what the kind of matchups there are going to be. Like we talked about some of the ones in the East when we were talking about Buffalo, and then in the West we kind of know what the structure of the playoffs is going to be. More so, and it's crazy how strong these central teams are going to be, and how many like good matchups we're going to get.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
hmm
And these two teams, this is maybe a Dallas fan perspective, but they match up in a really exciting and fun way that usually goes Dallas's way. But it is fireworks of a more, to me, entertaining and skillful variety, whereas like a Tampa Florida matchup is fireworks in like a
penalty
how
minutes.
Many guys can fit in the penalty box at once?
Yeah. No, these teams play clean hockey against each other, and there's so much skill on the ice at all times. It's incredible to watch. So I'll agree with you there.
I think Minnesota plays into that too.
Yeah.
Just like of having just a ton of talent on the ice in the matchup with either of these teams.
Yep.
We just haven't seen it in the playoffs before, so we don't really know what a playoff series with Minnesota looks like, but we know what a Colorado Dallas playoff series looks like, and it's must watch hockey.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the 1 through 32. Feel pretty good about it. The tiers look kind of funny.
Yeah, they do. We might need to rework the tiers, honestly. I don't know. It's because the reason is because of the Pacific. That's the reason that I think the tiers look kind of funny. Because I think if we didn't have if the Pacific was like more normal, it might be we might be able to be a little more. Also because of the surging Sens and Jackets.
Yeah,
I think those are two other standout teams that are just playing great hockey right now, and like the Sens are not currently in the playoff picture, but I feel pretty confidently that they're a playoff team when you look at them. But they have way less margin for error than like the Bruins do.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, the onus is on the Bruins to not mess up.
Right.
Here. Or no, the onus is on Ottawa to not mess up because they can't drop these games. Boston, they can drop.
Right.
As long as they stay ahead of Ottawa and Columbus or Detroit, maybe they sacrifice Detroit and let them get eaten. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you agree, disagree, have any thoughts, drop them in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to like and subscribe and let us know in the comment section, where do you agree with us? Where do you disagree with us? And I hope to see you all next time.